Hi, this is Galen with Barista Consult, and partnering with Bloom Coffee, I'm excited to share with you in English today how to pull the Bloom Coffee house blend recipe. Now, this house blend is made up of Honduras Masagora coffee and Guatemala coffee. The Honduras has a nice chocolatey and almondy note, while the Guatemala helps to bring out some acidity and sweetness into the cup. So let's go ahead and get started. Our recipe is going to be 18 grams of ground coffee, and we're going to be using 42 grams of water out of our machine today in our recipe. So that's a little bit of a 1 to 2.3-ish ratio. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my portafilter and I'm going to place it in my portafilter holder. And we always recommend using scales whenever we weigh out our coffee, because we want to make sure that our recipes are exact. So now that I've tared my scale, I'm going to go ahead and grind my coffee. So one of the things with grinders here in Morocco is that we have on-demand grinders that are timed, and then we have on-demand grinders that are volumetric. I'm using time here, and so sometimes you have to make a few adjustments to get to that 18 grams. So today I'm using a distribution tool. And so what does a distribution tool do? As we grind our coffee, we create friction inside of the chamber that holds the coffee burrs, and it causes the coffee to stick together as we're creating friction. And so this particular little device will help to break those clumps up as we move into our brewing process. The next in our puck prep is just a spinner, or also another distribution tool, to ensure that you have a nice flat surface to your coffee puck. And then I'm using a tamper. The great thing is if you have prepared your puck properly, you don't really have to put a whole lot of pressure onto your puck, because the coffee is not going to give more than it can. And so I've created my coffee puck. I'm going to go ahead and purge some water from my espresso machine from my previous use, and set my cup on my scale and hit start. And with this recipe, usually around 6 or 7 seconds, you'll start to see your shot pull. And I'm going to 42 seconds on my scale, and then I'll stop my machine. You can also dose your espresso alongside your machine to use your different single or double shots, but I prefer to use the manual setting. And we're going between 25 and 30 seconds. So my shot today was 27 seconds. And as you can see, there's a clear separation of the body, the heart, and the crema of the espresso. So most importantly with espresso is the tasting. And every good barista should taste their espresso shots. So I also want to make sure that I give my espresso a nice little stir, because those different compounds have different weights to them. And so we want to make sure that we mix them all together inside of our cup. Just as I thought, a nice balance of sweetness, acidity, body, a little bit of bitterness. There's that chocolatey note, and it's also followed by a nice fruity flavor. So that's how we pull the Bloom House Blend recipe. Have a great day.